come with a lot of rage and pain. You know, it's very unexplainable. I can't explain how I feel. And, you know, the closer it gets to fight day, I feel darker.
3 weeks out now, I think, from the upcoming fight on PFL Challenger Series. How much does this fight mean to you?
It means a lot, mate. It means a lot, you know, another step closer to my dream. You know, another step closer to showing and proving myself right. So it's very important for me, very important.
Have you done much analysing of your opponent going into the fight? Or do you sort of like leave that to your coaches?
Yeah, I've watched a few videos. You know, I'm fully aware of who I'm fighting. I'm fully aware of who I'm coming up against. But I don't dwell on my opponent. You know, as long as I'm fit and I'm ready, I don't need to worry about anyone else. You know, I'm ready to go.
A bit more about yourself, mate. Taking it like back to the start. How did you get started?
Mate, I've been a fighter from the day I was born. You know, fighting is my life. So getting into this is nothing new for me. You know, my passion and hunger for this game is unexplainable. You know, and the first one in the gym, 7 o'clock, next door, they've got their trucks out, pumping their gas, while I've just turned in to the gym, ready to fucking get it cracking, mate. So for me, it's deeper than life itself. You know, I truly live the life of a modern day gladiator. So I'm ready to show my pain February the 10th, and I will do, for sure.
Continuous drill, we're going to build into it, but we're going to isolate the things that we've been developing on this week.
Have you always been from Manchester?
No, London, born and bred, mate. But
yeah.
Manchester is my second home, mate. Second home for sure is my home. You know, I've been welcomed by many. You know, and many didn't need to do that for me. So Manchester will always be my home. But London is where I'm born and bred, and I moved down here, I believe 3.5, 4 years ago.
What
brought you up here?
Just made sense. I needed to leave. You know, where I was from, it was either dead or in jail. And there's no way I'm going to be dead or in jail. Do you know what I mean? And you know, I'm happy to say that. You know, a lot of people have that pride and they're happy to stay in their communities and rot in them. I'm not prepared to do it. I know my life is greater than that. And doing what I'm doing, I can help the community I'm from. I can help the people I'm from. So I'm doing this for people like me, you know, people that are hungry and stuck in positions. I'm going to be the one to show them that there's other things we can do on the road and the street life, isn't it?
Yeah. Where does that ambition and drive come from?
From a young age, you know, I've always been ambitious. You know, I'll be sat in a Corsa thinking I'm in a Bentley. You know, I'll be on a bus thinking I'm in the Mercedes GLA. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've always had that big, ambitious mindset, and I've taken that into MMA for sure.
So we're going to start with partners, a 5-minute round, just flow MMA. We're going to build this up, but I want to build it up behind MMA. Yeah? So now, kicking, framing, postures, working, let's put it all back together. Some of you guys kick without nothing, some of you kick without something else. Full MMA, but flow, listen, flow, yeah? So it's cooperative. So guys, let's get on this, yeah? I'm good at striking from southpaw. I've got a nice jab, I've got a nice right hook. Need to work on my left hand, need to work on my defensive wrestling, need to work on my get up, need to work on my submissions from bottom. So what I'm not going to do is take down and stay on top and control for 5 minutes, because that's not what this is about. Yeah? Does that make sense? Isolate what you need to work on, focus on that, and I'll give you every minute. So maybe your focus will change behind every minute, because guys, there's no certificates, there's no awards, there's no titles, there's nothing. I'm not going to put your face on Facebook, Dennis Frimpong beat Peter Newton in a spa. He won a flow round. Yeah, it's not that. There's little wins along the way. The big win is not important. That happens On fight day.
What's your goals in MMA? How far do you want to go?
To be one of the best heavyweights to ever live. I wouldn't do this for anything less. I wouldn't put my body through this for anything less. I feel that with time I will show that. For now I'm just the guy that's 5'10", dreaming bigger than what he did. Dreaming bigger than what he could probably do. But with time I will show what I'm saying was always right. And I understand that, if I'm the outside looking, I'll be thinking, who's this 5'10" kid? Thinking you could come and steamroll past 6'6" men. But I will do that. I will. There's no doubt in my mind, and I will show that on February 10th. And I will show that in many more cards, and I will show why I'm a big problem for this division.
Yeah. On the surface, you both look like you've got similar records. Do you feel that way? That you're similar fighters in your experience?
All I'm going to say is I respect my opponent. It's not easy doing this. We're putting our bodies, lives, health on the line, essentially. So to say we're similar on paper, yeah, of course. I'm 2-0, he's 1-0. But I'll show why I'm nervous. February 10th, I will show why I'm nervous. No doubt.
The sort of cheaters. I feel like he's doing it properly, and then he would just go, oh. Always rolls me up with this big cunt.
Why, just because of his size?
Oh, he's strong, bro. What'd you weigh?
170.
117.
What are you at the minute?
110. 111, 110.
Yeah. Now I'm 190.
119.
Yeah, no.
That's the African genetics, man. African genetics.
What is it in your fighting style that you think sets you apart from other heavyweights?
They can't keep up with the pace and pressure. I hit as hard as all of them. I'm as fit all of them. I'm as fit as most of them. And the reason why I say that is there's many tests for me to come across. I haven't trained with many people in terms of the heavyweight division. But anyone on my Instagram, you could scroll down from top to bottom, DM any single one of them, and they will all tell you that I am a different breed in this division, and I will show that.
Yeah. That work rate, where do you get that from? Is that something you work on a lot here in the gym?
Family, you know, when your mum's doing 3-4 different jobs to make sure you can go to school. When your dad's working 3-4 different jobs and making sure you can go to school. You ain't got no choice but to work hard. How can I watch my family do that and sit back and be lazy? It's impossible, you know. I'm here to give back, you know, to my community and my family, and I understand my role now. You know, where before when I first started it was all about the money. I'll be honest, it was all about the money. But as time went on, I realised that my passion and hunger had to be far greater than that. And as long as I continue doing what I'm doing, the money will come regardless, so why am I asked about the money? I know one day all of this will make sense. And until then, I'm going to push along and make sure my dreams do come true. They will come true, no doubt.
You mentioned your family then, have they always encouraged you to pursue this career?
To be honest, mate, it's a bit tough, you know, like, saying to your mum, yeah, I want to be a fighter. You know, no, I don't want to go to school. I want to be a fighter. I want to punch people's domes for cash. You know, it's difficult explaining that to your parents, but, you know, as I've proven myself, as time's gone on, they have supported me for sure. You know, and that's all I can ask for, because if my son came up to me and I came from a third world country and I wanted my son to go to school and he came up to me all of a sudden and said, listen, I want to punch people's domes then. You know, you would be shocked, and it wouldn't, it's almost not like a career for most. You know, anyone will say that it's a mad game, like how do you guys kick each other in a dome, break each other's shins, break each other's legs. You know, this is a dark game, and I believe anyone that's in this game has that bit of darkness with them. I believe I do anyway, but you have to be a bit nuts to do this anyway. But, you know, my parents are proud of me, and I will continue to show them why this is all worth it, for sure.
Like I said, if you go on hip to hip, I can go back, I can go forward, I can go left or right.
That's why with me.
But when you're completely behind it, you're controlling the hips. I can only go forward. Fuck all I can do other than go forward. And there, I can free up my hands, I can strike, I can go back to control.
With him, you can't just explode with him. You have to pin and then go. You can't just go, you go at the same time with him. He could just keep throwing shots. He could actually pin that in.
Don't stay on your knees and fall. Go down. No, AB, go down, go down. I mean, if I'm here, knees.
What are you helping them work on?
Just dominant positions from a grappling exchange. They're both predominantly strikers. Maxwell's obviously Sambo as well, but just being in a good position where you're in control, where you can let strikes go. When I'm saying when you're on a hip, you're giving someone a bit of a route to get out, whereas if you're behind them, you're just in complete control. Wherever they go, you can go, or you can step off, go back to striking.
Did a bit of north-south as well as a second ago then?
Yeah, feeling the positions, trying different. You're not really going to see AB slap on a submission, I don't think, in a fight, but you know, if you've got it, it's better to have it than not have it, and understand the position in case he ever ends up there as well. Control the hip here. They say I'm not wrapping. Yeah, just trapping, controlling the goals. Just control. Yeah.
One of the smaller heavier weights, if you don't mind me saying,
Yeah,
how do you feel like you make up for that in the grappling exchanges there when it comes to controlling your opponent?
Listen, my legs are super heavyweights. I've got a body of a cruiserweight, so that's why I can move at the speed I move. I can stay as active as any other heavyweight. I can stay as active as any other lightweight. You know, I hit hard as any super heavyweight. So that's irrelevant to me. I make up for my speed, my fitness, and my power, and I will show that in all my fights. You know, my last fight, I was very unlucky to go in there with an MCL tear. You know, but I proved that I could still get it done with an MCL tear. So, you know, I'll show February the 10th why I am the real deal. I will show that, no doubt.
You mentioned sort of changing where you're from. What did you mean by that?
What do you mean, mate?
You said so much about sort of where you come from and changing.
Fucking hell, mate. No, I come from the fucking jungle. I come from the jungle, you know, waking up for school 6 a.m. seeing a homeless family on the stairs. You got to jump over them to run for the bus. You know, you're seeing families injecting themselves in front of their kids. You know, you shouldn't be seeing that at the ages of 7, 6. You know, we're talking primary school, mate. So there's many things that I've seen at a young age that most grown men will never see. So I feel like stuff like this has prepared me for this game, this task of, to most people, impossible. And that's why I love it. That's why I love it. Like many people say, oh yeah, you can go down to light heavyweight. No, I enjoy the thrill of these 6'6" men, these 260-pound men, and this 245-pound man, 5'10", is just coming in, steamrolling past the division. To me, that's excitement. You know, and I wouldn't want it anything less than it. I'm excited, man. Very excited for this year, for sure.
Good. 2 weeks in now. Did you already wide? Don't step as big. Do that, that's the step I make.
I go cross so much. Sometimes I'm going cross.
That's what I'm trying to get you to stand back there. Nice. Good for me. Yep. Try to do back. See the difference? Look at that, you jab that now. Good. Nice.
What are you working on with AB at this point in the fight camp?
Yeah, heavyweight fighting's crazy, mate, yeah. And also he's such an explosive athlete. I'm just working on reining him in, to be honest. He's ready to go. Do you know what I mean? He's just counting down the days now, really. He stayed in all throughout the festive period, didn't have a day off, and because he knew that the opportunity might arise, and it did arise, and he's just chomping at the bit, ready to go. So it's just a case of reining him in, really. He's got a few good rounds in this week. We're just isolating certain moments and ideas. I'll never belittle anybody. I'll never say that people aren't. The guy that he's fighting, there's levels to this, you know what I mean? And I'm very, very confident, supremely confident in reinforcing what he's been working and what we've already established with him and continuing on that theme. And he's a joy to work with. He challenges me every day, do you know what I mean? In the fact that he's going to be here before me. No one really gets here before me apart from him. He's in here like training, like ticking all the boxes, turning over every stone. I've really got to like manage that and make sure that everything's going to updating his hardware, his software, about downgrading his hardware, like going too hard and working hard. Like he's a different athlete, he's explosive, he's a heavyweight, and everything like that. So I've got to make sure that I'm always worried about him training too hard. He's training fantastic for this fight. He'll be able to fight tomorrow and go out there and win. I've no doubt about it. So just counting down the days now.
Yeah. Is there anything particular skills you've been focusing on in this fight camp compared to others?
Yeah. There's always an emphasis on making him a better version of himself, really. Just because opponents change, things change, everything like works and moves around a little bit. So more so like just improving upon what he's already good at, adding little bits to his game that he needs to work on, and like internalising things. I speak to him most days, especially at the end of every week, and like he's a perfectionist. So like I have to like rein that in as well a little bit and handle his expectations, because he wants to be. He's already at a ridiculous level, but he wants to be like the champion of the world now. If that makes sense. So just handle his expectations, reining in his little bit of training, make sure that everything that he's doing is adding to, and we will see on February the 10th that like there's a lot of heavyweights in the world, but he's really like a very, very different athlete compared to them. He's going to stand Hassan Graham on his head.
Heavyweight in boxing and MMA has got a reputation. Is that what you like about it? That reputation, that thrill?
Yeah, it's almost like I know people say many heavyweights ain't as technical, but I'm in a dangerous game. I'm in the game where one shot puts us to sleep. I'm in a game where I'm given about 10 inches in height. I'm in a game where most of these guys are heavier than me. What they don't realise is that most of these guys that are heavier than me, I'm dumping them on their head. My speed compared to a lot of these heavyweights is ridiculous. The way I move compared to a lot of these heavyweights is ridiculous. Mate, I've been in this game for 3.5, maybe 4 years, and I got signed for PFL at 1-0. Can you tell me how many fighters get signed at 1-0? You know, this is all for a reason, and whether people believe it or not, I will prove myself right. I I don't need to prove anyone right. Everyone's irrelevant to me. You know, all my supporters, not fans, I call them supporters, because my supporters keep me going. You know, the days that I might think, you know what, this is a bit heavy. You know, my close ones, my supporters will keep me going. So this is deeper than what most people may think. I know I can do this, and I will prove that I can do this, and there's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah. Lastly, what can people expect when you get in the cage every time?
Fireworks. It's as simple as that. Like, I come with a lot of rage and pain. You know, it's very unexplainable. I can't explain how I feel. And, you know, the closer it gets to fight day, I feel darker. You know, my attitude's darker, my mind's darker. I'm almost turning into a monster to an extent. And that's not from an arrogant perspective. You know, any fighter will tell you that the closer they get to a fight, the more darker they feel, the more dangerous they feel. And I truly believe that I am a caged animal right now, and I'm just ready to unleash, and I will be ready to unleash February the 10th, no doubt.